Hello everyone and welcome to episode 64 of the TEW 2020 UJPW series here on the channels. It is the final tour of 1998. It is the Real World Tag League as 10 of the best teams in Japan battling it out to see who is the dominant team to not only go on to win the tag league but potentially either get a title shot against the tag team champions, or if the tag champs do in fact win, they get to pick their challengers. So this should be quite the tour as far as we got a pretty stacked lineup here for the top 10 teams. I think we picked the very best. As far as we have the All Asia Tag Champs in it, obviously, and Terry Funk and Big Titan as well. You got the Tag Team Champions, the new Tag Team Champions in the Holy Demon Army, after beating Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto. Maybe Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto looking to bounce back after losing those tag team titles and win the Tag League. That would be pretty massive for them. Also have the former Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion, Kenta Kobashi, teaming up with the current Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion, Mito Amasawa, teaming up to just showcase again the Super Generation Army dominancy and just showing that they are the supreme team, even though they hardly team ever, but they have been Unified Tag Team Champions so far as one time. Maybe they'll make it two, as we might see double champs for Masawa as well, so that would be pretty exciting. But yeah, the 10 teams look like this, as we have the British Combat Club. We talked about Masawa and Kobashi already. Tengoji, of obviously Hiroshi Tenzan and Satoshi Kojima. The NWO team, as well, as far as with Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto. Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. Roshi Hase and Kensuke Sasaki, who is, of course, the All-Asia Heavyweight Champion. And Kensuke Sasaki and another NWO team. So there's 3 NWO teams in the Tag League. Miracle Violence Connection. Not Stan Hansen and Steve Williams, as Stan Hansen opted to take a vacation instead, which I don't blame him. But yeah, Miracle Violence Connection back again in the Tag League, and Gordy and Doc looking to win it. That would be, I think they won it twice before. I want to say they won it in 1990. I think they won it in 91. They might have won it in 89 and 90. But that would be massive to win it 3 times. But yeah, that'd be cool to see. Big Titan, Terry Funk, of course, the All-Asia Tag Team Champions, the Can-Am Express, and the Holy Demon Army, the new Tag Team Champions. As far as that 10, pretty stacked. Pretty stacked. I think you could legitimately say every single one of these teams has a great shot of winning it all, which is always great to see. As, let's waste no more time, because this is going to be a big-ass tour. Obviously, 15 shows, 14 of them, rather, being tour shows, and the final show being day 15. But we have everything pre-booked, ready to go, so that should be pretty, just fucking great. Boy, well, looks like we will find them, because I would love to send them to rehab or even suspend them, but we have a tag league to run, and Coach Kanemoto wants to put over Chris Candido. So that match is going to have to get changed now. Just great. Just fucking great. So yeah, because this was going to be the main event. So now Regal. Oh fuck. Well, do we have it be Dave Taylor? Do we have it be something else? Is the question. I think we just have to swap it out with something else. That would probably be the best case scenario. So let's see here. We gotta look for. Oh man, this is gonna be a fucking shit show. Boy, oh boy. Let's just add the Holy Demon Army Tengoji match for now as the Tengoji team with a major upset over the Holy Demon Army. As we're going to give this a little bit more time as well. So a major upset. The tag champs fall to the day 1 curse as they lose to Tengoji. Massive win, though. Absolutely massive. We'll go Terry Funk, Big Titan as well against Hiroshi and Kensuke Sasaki, as the All-Asia Tag Champs also lose as the All-Asia Heavyweight Champion. Kensuke Sasaki gets the win. We'll keep that at 20 minutes, though. And then, Wild Pegasus. Dean Malenko against Miracle Violence Connection. As Wild Pegasus getting the win over Terry Gordy every time. Stock ends up being the road agent. Every cocksucking time. Blonde Bombers, Damien and Vampiro. As a Steel Strip matchup, Chris Candido gonna beat Damien in 11 minutes. Not bad at all. Shudo versus the Kano brothers, Osamu Nishimura and Nuki Sano. As we're going to have Nuki Sano take on Eddie Guerrero, though, on the final show. for the junior heavyweight title. So that's massive to think. As far as Naoki Sano will not be involved in the finish here in this matchup. This is just kind of the build up with Sama Nishimura, but that's where we're kind of building to. This is going to be up a little bit higher though. Eddie and Chavo Los Guerreros taking on the Golden Cosmic Kings, as Eddie's going to beat Golden King in 10 minutes there. A pretty solid undercard so far, and then we'll have Akira and Tiger Mask 4 open up the show, as Tiger Mask 4 going to beat Akira. That's a big win for Tiger Mask 4, and he is a little unhappy about this. So what we're going to do is, just to make things a lot easier, we're just going to replace Steven Regal with Dave Taylor for this first matchup. Because, boy, would it be complicated to try to switch everything around. Not everything's pre-booked, just to save us some time. Smiley, Dave Taylor. There we go. We'll bump it down now to 20 minutes, and we'll now have Dave Taylor take the loss. Cool. Just fucking cool. Thanks a lot, Regal. It's Masawa and Kobashi getting the 2 points there, and they'll now start off the show. I actually like that the main event is now the champions losing in the main and co-main. For the first day, honestly, I think running Korakuen is a fun idea. That's I think it's a fun idea. Start off with a hot ass venue, big ass wins in the main and co-main as well. I think it's great for everybody involved. So, Tiger Mask 4 beating Akira, and it's not even close. Tiger suplex, though, from Tiger Mask 4 over Akira 936. Nice little win there from Tiger Mask. We're trying to help elevate him, as Naoki Sano and Sama Nishimura beating the Takano brothers team, as Osama Nishimura pinning George Takano in 951. He outperformed George. Osama Nishimura did, but didn't outperform Shuji Takano. But Naoki Sano killing it. That's a 78 and an 80. For the next matchup was the Golden Cosmic Kings losing to Los Guerreros, as Eddie with the Gory Special over Golden King. Chavo's almost in the 40s now. That's a good sign. Got a ways to go though. 80 for the Blonde Bombers Vampiro Damien matchup, as Candido was Blonde Bombshell in 1056. 90 for That's Crazy, as Norman and Dave Taylor getting carried in this one, as Masao and Kobashi getting the win, as Masao with a rolling elbow over Dave Taylor in 1932. Not a bad match. I can't believe that it did better than this matchup, as Gordy and Doc. Boy, Terry Gordy is I thought he was doing a lot better than what he was previously, and now the stamina very much an issue. As Wild Pegasus is pinning Terry Gordy with a wild bomb in 20 minutes. They probably should have just had Stan Hansen and Doc, keep up with this kind of dream team pairing run. As an 84. Wow, we are getting worse and worse as the show goes on. Hiroshase with a 68 is crazy. What the fuck happened there? He's declining physically already? What the fuck? I guess that, I guess that does check out, but it's just weird to think. Wow. Wow, Stranglehold Gama for Gensuke Sasaki, though, over Big Titan in an 86 for our main event. Kiritawe, Toshiya Kawada against Satoshi Kojima and Orochi Tenzan, as Tenzan with a Tenzan Tombstone Driver over Kiritawe. Listen, it's relatively close between Kojima and Tenzan the Taue. Could have Kojima win to make it a little bit closer, but I'm cool with this, though. I think this was the right call to have an upset like this. Taue's, he's definitely getting older. All the four pillars are, but he was always, as far as performance-wise in this mod, he was definitely the worst of the four, and I think now it's the perfect time to kind of have him start putting guys over going into the millennium. The new millennium, and for the 2000s. But, that's an interesting show to have that be the best thing on the card. Did not expect that at all. The opener, was a bit of a dud, but everything else did pretty well. We'll take the light greens and the light blues, for sure. Well, I guess dark greens and light blues. Not a bad night one. Not bad at all. It served its purpose of showcasing Tenkoji being a viable threat in this tag league. So I'll take that. Take that for sure. But day one in the books. So the next time we're going to see the standings is not going to be for a while. We're going to show it off at night 10. I just feel like because the schedule's so wonky, you might as well show it off kind of towards the tail end of the tour instead of kind of in the middle, just because it's going to be such a crapshoot on seeing like how many teams have matches left. So it makes sense to kind of wait towards the end. But yeah, day 1 in the books. On to night 2. Alrighty, night 2, as then we'll be running. I think we'll probably go to Chubu. Yeah, that seems to be a good call. Yeah, so it'll be close to a sellout. It'll be just a little under sellout. So the 4 matches, the 4 tag matches from the tag league. We got British Combat Club, Miracle Bonds Connection. So glad that Regal's back on track. So yeah, remember to change him as far as getting him back in it. What a fucking putt. There we go. I was supposed to say, where the fuck's Regal? There we go. Alright. Yeah, so I definitely Chono Muto, Holy Demon Army rematch. As it's going to be a draw. I feel like that's the best case scenario to have such a quick rematch for these two teams, because it's only been a month, if that, really. I mean, because it's been 2 weeks. So I feel like that's a good call. So Chono Muto, they haven't beaten them since '96, but I feel like a draw. They haven't had a draw yet, so I just feel like that's a nice change of pace for them. So 1 point each for those two. Then Tenkoji against the Kingdom Express. So after beating the tag team champions, Tenkoji lose the Kingdom Express here. Doug Furnace going to get the win in 20 minutes. Trying to give Doug Furnace some love there. And Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko against Terry Funk, Big Titan. Hey, a big win for the All Asia Tag Champs. They're going to beat the Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko team. Big Titan's going to beat Dean Malenko, so that's a huge win, first of all, for Big Titan to beat Dean Malenko. So that should go over well. British Combat Club, Miracle Bonds Connection, Norman's going to beat Terry Gordy in 20 minutes, so nice win for the BCC as Big Van Vader. And, yeah, that's going to be a little bit lower. I think Los Pavano, Blonde Squad, 6-man tag here. Headhunter's going to beat Johnny. Speaking of the Headhunter, Headhunter A in WCW just won the television title. It's so Cactus is the world heavyweight champion and Headhunter is the television champion. So their pillaging skills have went pretty well. As Headhunter beating Johnny Ace in 20 minutes. Shudo versus Los Guerreros. This is going to be a nice little win for the Naoki Sano team against Osama Nishimura. Nice little win for them over Chavo and Eddie. Also, Osama Nishimura is going to be Chavo. We'll go Vader and Bam Bam against Wild and Ready, as Vader's going to get the win. And then Jerry Flynn in his debut against Ogawa. I love this matchup on paper, as two guys with martial arts background. They would have a pretty fun match, if I were to assume how that would go. This should be a Steel of the Show match, though, because we need one. They were good to go. Should be. Double check. Oh, Tiger Toys. Too much reffing. Huh, so he doesn't have the main event. Doesn't have the co-main either. What the fuck? There we go. I was about to say. He's got to have one of these matches. Mr. Takahashi ref that one. Perfect. Alright, night 2 in the books. Let's run it. See how Jerry Flynn does. Jerry Flynn's been doing pretty well for Pro Wrestling Fujiwara Gumi, so expecting a pretty solid rating. Yeah, 68. That's not bad at all. Cross armbar from Jerry Flynn in 10:28. Love it. Love it. Great start. Great start for Jerry Flynn, as Nakanishi and Yoshihiro Takayama coming up short here, as Wild already losing to Big Van Vader and Bam Bam, but they did outperform Bam Bam, who's, this is his last tour. Yeah, this is his last hurrah with us. We'll either send him down to FMW, or I don't know how much he has left in it, but yeah, that's the plan, at least. He's not the Bam Bam of old, unfortunately. But, yeah, I mean, it's a nice rating for Takayama and Manabu Nakanishi. They're finally getting better. Took them long enough. Naoki Sano and Osama Nishimura beating Chavo and Eddie here, as Osama Nishimura with another win, submitting Chavo Guerrero Jr. Got the crowd buzzing, though, so that's nice. Nice little 80. They're an 82 for the 6-man of Los Pavano and the Blonde Squad. As, Headhunter beating Johnny Ace leg drop. Not bad at all. This is actually a really good 6-man besides Damien. He was kind of the weakest link there. Really nowhere close to anybody else, but, Jericho's almost outperforming Candido, though, so that's nice. He even outperformed Johnny Ace, so that shows you, just that short time frame of him getting booked, he's really been, obviously, raring to go. 91 or 92 rather for British Combat Club versus American Violence Connection. Norman Smith versus Norman Conquest. Again, Terry Gordy. Yeah, he's just not the Terry Gordy of old. But, you know, it's still a good performance because everybody else carried it, but it would have been nice if this was a little bit better. I don't know why we have a Rudy. Oh, I've just realized that that's yellow now every time we see that. As Big Titan pinning Dean Malenko the Exploder in 21-42. Obviously an upset here, but a fun win for the All-Asia Tag Champs. God, this gets worse and worse every time. I don't know what it is, but the Can-Am Express beating Tenkoji, Darren Crawford, and Doug Furnace getting the win. Doug Furnace with a Frankensteiner over Tenkoji in 20 minutes. Brutal. There we go. 99 over the main event. As the time of a draw, I feel like that's the best case scenario for both teams. Holy Demon Army, after losing night 1, they at least get a draw for night 2. So they haven't won yet, but at least they get a point. And Chono and Kaiji Muto with a point there. Massive point for both teams, and massive for them because, you know, if tiebreakers come into effect, that's going to be pretty tricky as far as being able to decipher that one once it gets down to it. But a 97 because of that main event, God bless it. They saved the show. By far saved the show. So 2 nights in, we get a hell of a match there for night 2. Let's hopefully the good vibes keep going. It's on to night 3. We go. Alrighty, as for night 3, I believe the first 4 nights have 4 tag league matches, and then the rest have only 3. I believe that is the schedule. So we got the Holy Demon Army, British Combat Club, that's not a bad main. Also have Masao Ngabashi against the American Violence Connection, poor MVC, just really going through the ringer. Yeah, we'll have this be the main for now, but Regal is going to beat probably Taue, if I had to guess. Yeah, I guess we'll keep with that. I feel like we should not be rewarding someone that literally showed up the first night so wasted that we couldn't even use them. But it's a big win though, and again the tag champs having a tough start, to say the very least. Hiroshi Ase against Kensuke Sasaki though against Tenkoji. It's a little New World Order colliding matchup there. Kensuke Sasaki's gonna get the win though over Tenkoji. This should probably be the co-main, actually. Even though Gordy's not going to be great, everybody else in that matchup is going to be fantastic. So, yeah, we should probably book according. But yeah, as far as the Can-Am Express versus the BWO, Dan Crawford beating Terry Funk. So there's the Can-Am Express getting their revenge as well, as far as after losing during the World Finals of the losing their All-Asia Tag Team titles. So a nice little rematch, revenge win for them. Not bad at all. As now on to, let's see, we got Jun Akiyama, Takeo Mori against Abyss and the Headhunter. Just because Abyss is in it, I know it's not going to be the greatest matchup, but everybody else in the match should do pretty well. Takeo Mori is going to beat Abyss. Shudo versus Tactical Tactician Squad. Kiyoshi Demura and Satoru Sayama against Shinichi Funaki and Minoru Tanaka. Funaki's going to get the win in 10 minutes. Wow, Sayama can't even work a 10-minute matchup. He is 40, though, so I guess that makes sense. So I have the Grey Gama against Jerry Flynn, as Jerry Flynn, another win there. In the newest member of the BWO, Yoshihiro Tajiri. As Tajiri, I harken back to that blue Trunks gear that he was kind of wearing around this time. But you could slowly transform him over time into the crazy fucker that he became, with... but also, just the Japanese buzzsaw character. I would love... just thinking comically of what Terry Funk could, that Japanese buzzsaw. It starts to ripping the goddamn chainsaw talking about it. Like, it's just... it would be, he's the Japanese buzzsaw, like Terry's the American chainsaw or something like that. He'll do some dumb shit like that. Oh, god damn it, just, it's fucking, I wish I had a better Terry Funk impression, but just, in my mind, it's clear as day. It's just how Terry sounds, and all the funny shit you can do with him and Tajiri. I just feel like that's a great team. I don't know. And plus, like, him and Taka works well, and I think even him and Minsteo works well, and it just feels like he's a natural fit. And I feel like he's a crazy bastard himself, so it just makes sense. Really, it's a CBWL, but it's just a BWL. It just makes more sense. But yeah, to Jerry, he's going to get the win in his debut. Tommy Rogers is absolutely furious. But listen, we're trying to make a guy. Big debut for him. But yeah, night 3, we need to make sure we pick a venue. Well, we might run the Star Lanes. We might run Sendai Sun Plaza. Yeah, we'll probably go Star Lanes. There as, yeah, I mean, we'll see how he does in the opener. I'm assuming a low 50s. That's kind of what he was doing at FMW. Yeah, but I mean, 46, that's not too bad. As, yeah, I mean, obviously an upset, but the buzzsaw kick from Yoshihiro to Jerry in 10-17 over Tommy Rogers. 70, though, thanks to Bob Fulton and Tommy Rogers. Way to help elevate those guys. Taka, Taka's over. And to Jerry, somewhat to extent, but Taka really is like, he's over in Kanto, but he's just not kind of everywhere else because FMW wasn't really. FMW and Universal, Lucha Libre, they were not like televised anywhere, so he was just kind of over in one spot compared to everywhere else. But once we get him kind of over everywhere else, he should be quite the hand to have. It's Jerry Flynn, the Great Gamma. Wow, Jerry Flynn, falling off a cliff a little bit. Him and the Great Gamma doing about the same rating here. It's a spin kick though for Jerry Flynn in 10-17. Yeah, it's inconsistency and holding back a little bit, but other than that, that's not too bad. Not too bad. All 76 for TTS against Sayama in Kyoshi Tamura. Yeah, Sayama. Brutal showing there. He is 40, and by this time, 1998, obviously he's a shell of his former self. He's kind of more behind the scenes with Shudo more than anything. He's not really wrestling a whole lot at this time anyway, so it's a blessing to even get a 55 if you look at it like that. But the crowd buzzing after it, so at least it did, as far as it did its job. But Funaki, though, killing it with a 77. 76 for Los Pavano against Junaki Yamatakira Mori. The plan is to have an 8-man tag on the final show between Super Generation Army and Los Pavano. So a little building here as Junaki Yamatakira Mori getting the win. Overhead on her and Abyss. Yeah, he's still got a ways to go, but he's getting a lot of high-profile matches, which is nice. I think that should help him out a lot. It's 89 for the Tag League matchup of the Can-Am Express with Terry Funk and Big Titan. Yeah, nice little win back for the Can-Am Express. Cobra Clutch for Dan Crawford in 20 minutes. 87 for Hiroshi in Kensuke Sasaki against Tenkoji. Kensuke, best guy in the match, but, Hiroshi, the worst guy in the match. So, kind of evens out, though, because Kensuke was so much better than Tenzan, and Hirase is only 2 points below Kojima. So, I mean, the right team wins. Pretty much a 99 from Masao and Kobashi against the American Violence Connection. Kobashi pinning Terry Gordy with the Brainbuster in 20 minutes. So, two teams with, we got a great chemistry team and an excellent chemistry team. Doc, with a 91, he got outperformed, but Kobashi with 100 and Masao with a 94 is just crazy. What a co-main. Good luck topping that. It was close, though. The 92 for the Bruce Combat Club beating the Holy Demon Army. What a tough start, though. 2 losses and a draw for the Holy Demon Army. As Regal pinning Taue with the Royal Conquest. Regal pinning Taue with the Royal Conquest. I think I said that right. It sounded like I said Regal pins Regal. But, yeah, I mean, Regal and Smiley, they outperformed Taue, so at least that makes sense. 2 teams with excellent chemistry, though. It just sucks that Regal and Smiley feel like they're getting worse. Are they just holding back? That's fine. They can all hold back. Fine by me. 91, yeah, I mean, as far as if this was the main event, though, that we would have had another, 97, 98 show, but just felt like that should have been the main. I'm sticking with that. Sticking with my gut there. Fucking Brazo de Planta. Los Brazos, Brazo de Oro as well. As, yeah, I mean, that's, so far, pretty interesting first couple of days, for sure. The tag champs haven't had a great run. Even the All-Asia tag team champions, to an extent, haven't had a great run. They did beat Demon Link and Wild Pegasus, but even then, not great. Not great for the first 3 nights. As on to night 4, here we go. Alrighty, night 4. All backstage incident. Let's hope nobody turned up. Fucked up. Alright, it's just how I pass on Psychology to Masato Tanaka. We'll take that. So yeah, the final night with the 4 matches from the Tag League. And so we got the Canada Express versus Chono Muto. That's a pretty solid main. Could also go with Tenkoji against Masao and Kobashi. That makes, I think that makes more sense. Also have champions versus champions. God damn, as this is a pretty stacked little show. Oh shit. So we got the former champs, the current champs, and then Masao and Kobashi and Tenkoji. Shit. Yeah, this is, boy, this is tough. Yeah, I'll go Canada Express. Chono Muto is the main. Crawford's going to beat Chono, though. That's a massive win for the Canada Express. I believe they beat him once. It was the tag league, the 95 tag league. That was an 83 when it did it then. It's going to be way better now. It might even be a 99 or close to it, at least. We'll have to wait and see. We'll go Tenkoji against Masao and Kobashi. Kobashi's going to beat whoever of Kojima and Tenzan. And then Big Titan and Terry Funk against the Holy Demon Army as they get their first win, finally, as Kawada pinning either Big Titan or Terry Funk. But it's just weird having the champions be the first of the... it is already... So that was the first 3 nights, rather, are the tag league matches. So that's interesting. So we got the Blonde Bombers, though, versus Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, non-title matchup junior tag team champions, and Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. And Jericho's going to beat Jinsei Shinzaki, so that will go into the title matchup for those 2 teams, as far as why that title match potentially is going to happen. Yuji Nagata and the Great Sasuke taking on Deki Osaka and Satoru Osaka. Obviously, oh, that's right. Satoru Osaka, rather, is out. How could I forget? Yeah, we'll just use Hanaga. Why not? Why not just throw him out there? Make something happen. Big Van, Vader, Mike Awesome against Wild and Ready, as Mike Awesome's going to beat Manabu Nakanishi. And then Brad Renegans, Timon Honda. Timon Honda's going to beat Brad Renegans there in 10 minutes. Hey, Brad's not going to complain. And then Super Astro against Machizuki to open up the show. We should be good to go here. Oh, we need to do the show matchup. Glad I checked that. I guess it will be this. Because this is probably going to be the best match on the undercard. So yeah, so we have the Junior Tag Champs losing. We have the All Asia Tag Champs losing to the Heavyweight, Unified Tag Team Champions. A lot going on this show, for sure. It would be kind of cool to run Komazawa Gymnasium for this show, because it's going to be pretty big. Yeah, might as well. Right, might as well. So we'll see how it goes. A 72 for the opener, though. It's not bad at all. The Astro Scissors from Super Astro in 10 minutes. Not bad at all. 78 there from Super Astro. Tomonanda with a 54 over Brad Renegans. With his 41, who is just... He's just here to lose now, to put guys over. Tomonanda with the German Suplex, though, in 10:29. 70 for Mike Awesome and Vader against Takayama and Manabu Nakanishi. Quite a good little team here of Mike Awesome and Vader. Takayama with a 58, though, is pretty great for him to see almost into the 60s. That's awesome. Awesome. See, 74 for Nagata and the Great Sasuke against Noriya Hanaga and Hideki Osaka. Sasuke with the Enziguri and 950. I made that short and sweet there. 83 for the non-title Junior Tag Team matchup. Jericho submitting Jinsei Shinzaki with a Lion Tamer in 20 minutes. Felt like this could be a nice little change of pace, a little non-title tag match, having, because the Blonde Bombers, with Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, the Blonde Bombers, I believe, defended their title successfully against the Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki team, if memory serves me correct, during their tag team title run. So, I think a justifiable rematch, have it be a non-title. Now you get to have the trilogy for the title in the rematch. I think that just kind of makes more sense. That way is an 83 for Big Titan and Terry Funk against the Holy Demon Army. It's the Powerbomb, Nodaro Otashi combination, Kawada pinning Terry Funk in 20:41 and 83. That's pretty brutal to see, but also, makes sense since Kawada and Taue much better than Terry Funk Big Titan team. 89 from Tengoji Masao and Kobashi. Very happy that we did not have this be the main event. Burning Hammer from Kobashi over Tenzan in 24-22. In our main event, the 93 K&M Express beating the Chono Muto team. An upset, for sure, but at least Crawford and Chono, it's only a point difference between the two. But yeah, as far as everybody else, Kaiju Muto much better than everybody. Just kind of carrying that one. But yeah, I mean, that's weird that it was only a 93, but again, I think kind of the way these guys are going, they're probably holding back a little bit, and I think for what we're asking for a tour show, yeah, you can't really go wrong with it, so we'll take it. We'll take the 91 show rating. First 4 nights, I would say a pretty successful tour so far. Just the one hiccup of Regal not showing up the first night, or showing up in such bad condition he couldn't even go out there. So other than that, it's been pretty perfect. No one's been injured or anything. It's gone really well. On to night 5 we go. Alrighty, day 5, and so we'll see what we get for our 3 matches. The British Combat Club, Wild Pegasus Demon Link. That's not a bad matchup. Hansei and Kinsuke Sasaki and Scanner Express, and then Chono Muto against American Bots Connection. So this probably shouldn't be the main. We're going to go with it. And Miracle Lines Connection are going to beat Chono and Muto, so now I feel a little bit more confident about this being in the main with the big upset. Again, we have to really go 20 minutes because I just know Gordy's going to struggle, but yeah, they beat him last year during the Tag League. That just seems to be where they, most of the time, be able to pull off the big upset. Maybe we'll jump it up to 23 minutes, see if we can get something going there to at least shake it up a little bit. Co-main event, though, Roshiase, Kinsuke Sasaki, and Sakine Express. Now I'm thinking about it, this will probably be the first of the 3. Crawford still is going to beat Kinsuke Sasaki, so he's going to beat the All-Asia Heavyweight Champion. There's Dan Crawford. British Combat Club, Wild Pegasus Team Malenko. Yeah, we're going to bump this up. Norman Smiley, though, is going to get the win over the Wild Pegasus Team Malenko team in 20 minutes. Tough start for Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus. They lose to the All-Asia Tag Champs. They lose here, the British Combat Club. Not a great start for them. So now for the rest of the card. This Kikuchi Meadow Los Pravano matchup. Never mind. That is Psicosis and Damien. I thought it was going to be like Vampiro and Damien something. But now we'll bump that down a little bit. But it's a Steelers Show matchup, though, nonetheless. Golden Cosmic Kings against Shudo, which is another Steelers Show matchup. We don't really need that to be. We'll have this be a little bit longer, since it's going to be probably the better matchup. But the Nuki Sano going to beat the Golden King there. So yeah, building up Nuki Sano again. We're kind of holding off on, as far as with him and Eddie. We're not trying to do too many, interactions between the two. So just as far as really building up Nuki Sano more than anything is really the game plan here. So the BWO against the TTS team. So it's going to be Minoru Tanaka, Shinichi Funaki, and Shinjiro Otani against Taka, Michinoku Terry Boy, and Yoshihiro Tajiri. As a 10-minute matchup, though, as Shinichi Funaki's, or I think it's Shinjiro Otani actually beating, oh no, it is Funaki. I got it right the first time. Funaki beating Terry Boy. So we got Jerry Flynn and Kazuki Fujita and Brad Armstrong and Brad Williams. Brad Williams, I did it again. Does Brad Armstrong and Doug Williams. Does Brad Armstrong getting the win in 10 minutes, and Jerry Flynn's obviously going to beat Kazuki Fujita. A nice little show here. Obviously very top-heavy. But I think the Golden Cosmic Kings Shudo matchup is going to actually go over pretty well. Hopefully. Should go over well. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll, yep, Sun Plaza it is. Let's run it. Jerry Flynn with 70. Love it. Cross arm bar. Getting the win over Kazuki Fujita. That's actually really good, especially for a tour show. You don't really kind of think of stuff like that. To have a tour show performance of a 70 is actually really good. Hopefully, the normal show rating will be a little bit higher than that. Hopefully, it's like in the 80s, but it'd probably be around the 75, 76, if I had to guess. It's a good win, though. Good win over Kazuki Fujita and Brad Armstrong beating Doug Williams with the side rush and leg sweep in 10 minutes. Another nice little performance from Brad Armstrong, who's just been the man. As even at this point, 1998, Brad Armstrong's a very different Brad Armstrong than what he was in the early 90s. He changed his hair. He grew out a goatee, cut his hair a little short, like a buzz cut, and he could still work. But obviously, just Brad, he was never going to elevate up the card, unfortunately, in the United States, because it's just his promos weren't well, they should have been, because he was just, from all accounts, he was a great like entertaining dude backstage. It just when when that red light's on, it's a little different. To really kind of get that out. Like maybe not. I guess you would say it's kind of like a forced charisma thing when you know that you're being recorded and you have to do it in so many takes as well. Whereas kind of backstage, it's organic. It's a little less pressure, and you're just kind of backstage fucking around with your friends. But Shunichi Funaki pinning Terry Boy with a Rising Sun in 10:30. It's a nice win. Nice win for TTS, who are... I mean, honestly, I think TTS, they might have a big year in 1999. The way things are rolling. They're rolling pretty well. Otani's getting extremely better. Funaki's killing it. Tanaka's killing it. Like, they're rolling. They're rolling into 99 for sure. As 78 for Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto against Silas Bavano. Not a bad little matchup there. As Kikuchi submitting Psychosis. 9:52. Love it. 82 for, a great little matchup here. Two teams with great chemistry, excellent chemistry. Having a pretty decent little matchup. A scoop brainbuster from Nuki Sano over the Golden King. Yeah, I mean, this, a point difference was what this came down to. Golden King with, because obviously Astro 3 points below Nuki Sano and 4 points better is Golden King to Osamu Nishimura. That's wild. But yeah, I'm still, I think this was the right call. Obviously, Nuki Sano getting the win of 79. Wow. From K-Name Express versus Roshiase and Kensuke Sasaki as the Cobra Clutch from Dan Crawford in 24 minutes. It's a nice win, though. Nice win for Dan Crawford. 86. Well taken. For sure is a 97. For the British Combat Club against Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko. As a Norman Smiley submitting Wild Pegasus with Norman Conquest. A 97, though. Just a great matchup. They always have great matches. These two teams. And not only, these four guys rule, so... Makes sense that they would have a great matchup. But yeah, Dean, best guy in the match, but also Chris, worst guy in the match. So that even out. But yeah, Dean Malenko and Norman Smiley. Awesome. Awesome stuff there. And a 98 for the main. So this is going to be a hell of a show. Just from the main and co-main ratings. Backdrop driver from Doc over Chono. What an upset. But Doc is still Doc, with these ratings. And it's crazy. It's crazy because obviously he... To a degree, at times I would say he had flashes of Doc being Doc. But by that point, he had torn his ACL during the Brawl for All. He just wasn't the same guy. Even came back in All Japan and was looking to try to make another run, kind of the way Vader did after his WWF run. But it just didn't seem like he was going to be the same guy. Then, unfortunately, gets throat cancer and then retires and unfortunately passes away. Just don't think anybody kind of saw such a sharp decline for Doc. It was unfortunate to see because he definitely gets his flowers because of the Japan run for sure. But even in the States, his Mid-South run was pretty awesome. And even when in '92, when Bill Watts took over for WCW, he would still give Miracle Vibes Connection like some runs, which was obviously he's helping out Doc. So that just kind of made sense. But I think in a different world, I think definitely if Doc kind of took the Japan tours more seriously than the WCW ones. But at that time, if for some odd reason, if Bill's kind of stayed in power a little bit longer, not that far-fetched idea where you don't see him kind of become Triple Crown champ or anything like that, and instead of wrestling the Four Pillars, he's on Nitro and shit like that. So just kind of a little synopsis of what could have been an alt timeline of a Doc's run in the States. The 96, though, that went pretty well. Pretty well. Very, very pleased with that. Yeah, I mean, so far, so good. Again, you're just racking up some good ratings over this final tour of 98. And it's kind of fascinating that some guys have declined throughout, and then some guys have still been just fucking savages, like Doc. It's unreal. It really has been. He's been easily top 5 guy in the series, by far. I don't think it's close as far as for what he's done. Even though maybe accolades-wise it hasn't been great. He's been fired from FMW. What the fuck? Oh, fined. I'm an idiot. I thought it was an R instead of an A, and I was like, what the hell? How did somebody have it? I'll take the 500,000 fine. But yeah, on to night 6. We got. Alrighty, night 6. Almost at the halfway point. As we got a backstage incident, though. Taue passing on psychology to Masato Tanaka over the guest bit. So, as far as we got the British Combat Club against the Can-Am Express, Chono Muto versus Roshiasa and Gensuke Sasaki, another NWO colliding matchup. And then Tenkoji against Terry Funk and Big Titan. We're going to go with the British Combat Club Can-Am Express matchup because this match should bang. As Norman Smiley's going to beat Doug Furnace. So the British Combat Club have had a pretty good run after Dave Taylor had to fill in for him. But British Combat Club beating the Can-Am Express Here's Norman with the win over Doug Furnace, or Dan Crawford, rather. No, it was Doug Furnace, never mind. As, yeah, that was their first loss to the Can-Am Express, so that's a massive blow for them. Masahiro Chono Kajimoto beating the Hiroshi Ase Kensuke Sasaki team. It's going to be a 26-minute matchup there. Then Tenkoji against the All-Asia Tag Champs. And the All-Asia Tag Champs will win here, as Big Titan's going to beat Satoshi Kojima in 23 minutes. That's a nice win for him. So now the rest of the card. We have a Super Generation Army Los Bravano matchup. Yeah, I mean, that's a solid 6-man for now. Abyss, obviously the worst guy in the match, but everybody else in this match should be pretty solid, as Vampiro's going to beat Koji Kanemoto, who is furious about that. I don't know why he's so upset. It should be relatively close. As the Blonde Squad against El Samurai, Hayabusa, and Jinsei Shinzaki, as Hayabusa is going to be Chris Jericho, though, so nice little win back for Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. Then, this is, Damien and Psychosis against, Damien and, against Tiger Mask 4 and Satori Sayama. Sayama doesn't need a win. Tiger Mask 4 kind of needs the win more than anything. He's going to beat Psychosis instead of Damien, though, because Damien, at least, is the better of the two. Then we'll have Spivey, Timon Honda. Timon Honda, obviously, again, we're trying to get him over the hump, and then Johnny Ace and Marufuji, as Johnny Ace obviously is going to be beating Nimichi Marufuji. Do we need another Steel Show matchup? Yep, that's what we need. Sometimes we book it, sometimes we don't. It's very much a wishy-washy affair of what we forget to book. And now Sayama's not going to do so well in that matchup, so that's just great. I think it's going to be the better matchup, actually, between Spivey and Timon Honda and Johnny Ace and Marufuji, because at least Johnny Ace is going to perform pretty well. And I hit the wrong goddamn thing. There we go. As, well, we haven't ran Osaka, so we might run, actually, yeah, I forgot. It's either going to go halfway with either the Osaka Prefectural Gym, or we'll sell out. Yeah, we'll actually run the Osaka Prefectural Gym, why not? Let's live a little. Fuck it. As Spivey to Bonanda, hey, it's a 60. That's actually not bad. It's Bonanda with the German suplex over Dan Spivey. He's getting there, for sure. He's getting there. Just got to get him out of the unimportant phase, and he'll be perfect. As Johnny Ace pinning Namichi Marufuji after the Ace Crusher in 10 minutes. 65 for Tiger Mask 4 and Satori Sayama against Damien and Psychosis. Close, but, yeah, I mean, still Tiger Mask 4's got a ways to go. But, you know what, we're elevating him. With a big win over Psychosis, though, with the Tiger Suplex at 951. 81 for the Blonde Squad. Oh, I just realized we booked Johnny Ace twice. How fun. As Hayabusa pinning Chris Jericho with the Falcon Arrow. Yeah, I was thinking that it was, for some reason, it was Stan Hansen in this matchup. But yeah, that makes no sense. Brutal. Hayabusa with an 85. Everybody else in this match, pretty much on the same page. Jinsei Shinzaki a little bit below everybody else. But yeah, sucks that we double booked Johnny Ace. Super Generation Army against Los Bravano as Vampiro pinning Koji Kanemoto with the nail in the coffin. Ooh, yeah, Vampiro actually with a 69. That's not great. Wrong team won, for sure, but we had to give them something, felt like, so. I mean, well, listen, it's a win. It's a win on a tour show. It's not the end of the world. 81, though, for the tag league matchup between Tenkoji and Terry Funk and Big Titan. Very, very close, but yeah, slightly better is the All-Asia Tag Champs. It's Big Titan with the Explode over Kojima on 22-43 and 90 for the co-main. It's Kajimoto Masahiro Chono beating the Kensuke Sasaki Hiroshi Ase team again. Hiroshi Ase is just god-awful now. What a sharp decline that man has taken. As Kajimoto at the Muda Lock over Hase in 26-19, of course, those two have their history. So that would be fun to kind of play off as well. 93 for the main event. Can-Am Express losing to the British Combat Club. They were the better team. And the British Combat Club, I think that was the right call for sure. Doug Furness, with the submission win over, or rather the submission loss to Norman Smiley's Norman with the Norman Conquest. Nice win. And, solid little main and co-main. The show itself obviously was very wonky since we double booked Johnny Ace. We could have used anybody else in that matchup, but Johnny Ace just fucking brutal. Absolutely brutal. But no injuries, so we'll take it. As on to the next night we go. Alrighty, night 7. Another backstage incident. Again, it's Taue Pascon Psychology, the Masato Tanaka. So yeah, we got Brad Armstrong teaming up with Tajiri on the undercard. So that should be fun to see how they do. Flynn against Akatoshi Saito. Masao Kobashi against Wild Pegasus D. Malenko. That's a solid main, but it's probably the co-main. And right before that's going to be Tenkoji and British Combat Club. Yeah, because this match is fucking awesome. Kobashi's going to win, though. 28 minutes is how long that's going to go. And, yeah, I mean, that's a big win. It's a massive, massive win. Miracle Man's Connection against the Holy Demon Army. As the Holy Demon Army will lose here. Or will win, rather. Excuse me. As Taui's going to beat Terry Gordy. I think that's the right call. Then Tenkoji and the British Combat Club. As Tenzan's going to get the win for Tenkoji. With a huge upset over the British Combat Club. We'll have Regal lose. That's what you get, Regal. Yeah, piece of shit. As, boy, yeah, this is... we gotta change that. I already know that, so we'll go ahead and do that. As, oh yeah, let's just use Hanaka again. Perfect. Perfect. Sick. So, well, shit, I'm trying to think what's going to be the best case scenario for the... Because this is pretty awful of an undercard. I guess this will go here. As Tajiri is going to be Doug Williams. 10 minutes. Then the Hosaka Hanaga fantastic matchup, which is probably going to be the best match of the undercard. Oh, then we got this fucking god-awful 6-man. Ugh, Bigelow's going to get the win, too. That's fucking brutal. Jerry Flynn, Akatoshi Saito shouldn't be too bad. As Jerry Flynn's going to get the win, and then obviously Rannigan's is going to lose to Shinjiro Otani, which is kind of weird to have Otani beat like a heavyweight dude, but I'm tired of slow rolling it with Otani. We got to kind of full steam ahead, get him out of the unimportant phase as well, get TTS really rocking and rolling. So as far as for this show, first of all, it's going to be a brutal-ass show, but I think we've kind of ran everywhere that is kind of feasible, so looks like it's now on to the bigger venues. Nakajima Sports Center. It is here for night 7. It's a 52. Ugh. It's Otani pitting, or rather submitting Brad Ragans with Cobra Clutch. Yeah, not the greatest way to open up the show. Thought it was going to be a little bit better than 52. 63, though, for Jerry Flynn and Akatoshi Saito with a cross arm bar from Jerry Flynn again, killing it. 60. Huh. Super Strong Machine actually didn't do that bad. He outperformed Bam Bam. But Vader and Mike Awesome doing the heavy lifting of this one. Diving headbutt from Bigelow. Just a brutal match. I don't know why Ishii and Makabe are so shit, but it's really pissing me off, to be honest. Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers getting the win here with a fantastic flip over Hideki Osaka and Noriya Hanaga. I see Bobby Fulton pinning Noriya Hanaga. 9:45. A 68 for Brad Armstrong and Yoshihiro Tajiri against Doug Williams and Dave Taylor. Definitely a better team, just from Brad Armstrong, 79. But Tajiri actually outperformed Doug Williams. It's no surprise, really. But since he's been working FMW for a little bit, it's been about probably a year or so. Definitely since we bought him out there, he was one of our first guys who was like, oh, we got to sign Tajiri, because I'm sure we were going to use him towards the end of the decade. And that's been the case. So that worked out really well. But, yeah, I think that's a solid performance from Tajiri. Then Anaconda Vice from Tenzan over Steven Regal. As, yeah, an upset, but a believable one. Tenkoji's had a big tag league. They've had a big 1998 tag league for sure. They've beaten the tag champs. They've beaten the British Combat Club here. That's some major victories for sure. And an 87 for the for the co-main, rather, excuse me. As Kawada and Taue, definitely the better team there. Gordy at least with a 62, so it's at least not in the 50s yet, but it's getting there. Got the crowd interested again as well, so that's perfect for the main event, which is a 95. Perfect shit there as Burning Hammer from Kobashi overall Pegasus. Yeah, Kobashi, former heavyweight champion, really letting off some frustrations and really showing Masawa that he's still the man, as he's watching all this carnage from the corner. And yeah, I mean, that's a solid show. Again, maybe not a solid show. I'll take that back. Solid main event and a solid co-main. The rest of the card, that was pretty brutal for what we're kind of used to seeing, what our standard is, really, at this point. So yeah, we have nights 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 left. We, at the now past the halfway point, going into night 8. We'll take a look at the standings again at night 10 for the first time to see how everything's played out. But we've seen some big upsets already just in these first 7 shows. And I'm sure they're going to keep on rolling along here with these upsets, as we're almost in December as well. Alrighty, night 8, but it's night 7, night 8. As the Komazawa General Gymnasium probably will not be where we run this, but hey. It's a thought that counts. Kensuke Vegeta was brought for Wrestler's Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab on the share rental car, as the judge, Shin Yashimoto, found him guilty and sentenced to pay off the full cost of the reimbursements, and reimburse his travel partners, rather. Jesus. Alright, so, we get Eddie in a non-title matchup against Kiyoshi tomorrow. We also have Satoru Sayama against Chavo Guerrero. On the undercard, Abyss is in a singles match against Pride Renegades. But the tag league matches, so Pegasus and Dean Malenko against Chono Muto, Roshiase, Kisuke Sasaki against Masao and Kobashi. That should be a fun match. And then Canada Express vs. the Holy Demon Army, which that's a banger. An absolute banger. This is going to be the main, though. Tag champions get the win. Or the former tag champions, rather. Excuse me, as they beat Wild Pegasus. Dean Malenko's Chono's going to beat Wild Pegasus in 22 minutes. Probably going to give them a little bit more time, but well, we'll keep it at 22. K&M Express, Holy Demon Army, Kawada getting the win for the Holy Demon Army, so down goes the K&M Express again, so that's 2 losses for them. So they lose the tag champs. And Hiroshiase, Kensuke Sasaki against Masao and Kobashi. As Kensuke Kobashi keeps this run going of dominating dudes as he beats Hase. So there's our 3 matches. We're going to have Taz and Stan Hansen team up, though. It's Wild and Ready. That should be fun. Blonde Squad vs. Holy Demon Army. So the return of Masato Fuchi. He is back from injury. Or not injury. He's back from rehab, rather. As a 20-minute matchup with the Blonde Squad losing here. Shin Yashimoto is going to lose to Taz. Or lose to Stan Hansen. This is getting changed, though, now, obviously. As we don't need Taz and Stan Hansen to work together. Trying to think what would be a good call. So we could use Sky Norton. It's weird because we really don't have a lot of undercard like heavyweight teams anymore. They've all gotten better. As we could go with Shunji Takano and George Takano. Why not? El Takano brothers, killing it. As we'll have Shunji Takano. Let's have Takayama beat George. I think that's the better call. Takayama's been on a tear finally. He's finally becoming the Takayama we know and love. Slowly but surely. Once he gets the blonde hair, though, oh, it's over. They're not ready for him. They're not ready for the big Everest tree that is Yoshihiro Takayama. George Takayama was going to complain about it, but noticed the intimidating sight of Manabu Nakanishi crack his knuckles and glares at a change of heart. Yeah, that makes sense. Eddie and Kiyoshi Tamura, Junior Heavyweight Champion, non-title matchup, though, as he gets the win in 10 minutes, making that short and sweet. Boy, both these matches suck, as, Chavo is going to beat Satoru Sayama, though. We need Chavo to get a win. To beat the OG Tiger Mask, even though it's 1998, it's still a pretty big deal, and and Sayama rightfully is furious about that, but he's there to elevate. There to elevate talent. It's still the name value alone, beating somebody like OG Tiger Mask is crazy. And Abyss is going to beat Brad Renegades, which another guy that's just going to be furious about losing. As we should cut down. I'm trying to think what we should cut down, actually. As far as, this. Yeah, we take away some time off that. Perfect. So, booking analysis, how we doing on time? Yeah, we're doing great on that, so... Yeah, I figured that would... Oh my god, I did it again. I clicked on the wrong goddamn thing. As, let's run the Nagoya Congress Center. Why not, right? We'll go to Nagoya Congress Center, and then for the next night, we'll go to Ashi General Gymnasium. go back-to-back for nights 8 and 9. It's a 40 for the opener. Brutal. Abyss outperformed him, though. So, the right guy wins. Black Hole Slam from Abyss. Fuck yeah. Love it. Love it. Sayama losing to Chavo. This I don't love, though. Chavo's still... It's so funny. Chavo's literally on TV at this point in WCW in 98. And, like, Abyss is still not, like, Abyss at that point. Like, he's not on TV. He doesn't get on, like, obviously, pay-per-view. It's kind of the first time the American audience sees him. And that's even 2002, and even then, he's Chris Justice, and it's, like, a flash of the pan thing. He's not even, like, the monster Abyss yet. So, that's just kind of funny how things work out, but that shows you what happens when you work with great talent, though. Up elevating them as then Eddie finally gets the show back on track, and even got the crowd buzzing with this one as he beats Kiyoshi Tamura on 940, or 934 rather, to get the one, the Brainbuster. It's a nice win for Eddie Guerrero. 66 for the Nakanishi, Takayama, Shinji Takano, George Takano. Well, at least they both outperformed George. Takayama's off his game, though, so that's just great. It's hyping him up, only for him to be off his game here, but not a bad matchup. Probably should have went after the Eddie matchup. Now, kind of hindsight being 2020, but it is what it is. 84 for the Blonde Squad against the Holy Demon Army. It's actually a pretty good matchup, and Fuchi is still really, really good at his age, and even coming off of his stint of rehab. That's a nice win for the Holy Demon Army. Awesome. Awesome. And to have them, potentially, obviously Jericho and Candido, they had just beaten the tag champs in a non-title matchup, but potentially we might see these two teams battling off again. So that's battling it out again, rather than instead of battling it off again, battling it out again. As Orange Crush from Kenta Kobashi of Hiroshi Hase continuing his dominant performance in this tag league, as 22:41. The time is all it needed for that one, and I think that's the right call. And I got the crowd hotter again. 95 for the co-main, as the Holy Demon Army beat the Can-Am Express again. Crawford outperforms Taue, but just Doug Furtis kind of holding them back. Quad Crab from Tosha Quada over Doug Furtis in 27:33. As a 98, goddamn, for Chono and Muto against Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. What a show. What a match. Very, very close. It's, just like a point or two away for the former tag champions and Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko as far as how close that match was. But a Deathlock STF from Chono over Wild Pegasus, which I think it was a bit of an upset as far as from that regard, but I'm still very, very pleased with that match. I'm pleased with that show. Again, the tag league killing it there. Just if we push this up and that down, it's a little bit better, but it's not perfect though, unfortunately. But yeah, we're rocking and rolling right now. I think things are going very, very well. Hopefully, again, just injuries is kind of the big thing we're avoiding, and so far we've done a very, very good job at that. But yeah, on to Night 9. Away you go. Alrighty, Night 9 here, as of course we'll be going back to Chubu. I did it again, goddammit. Just keep on doing it. It's the Toyoshi General Gymnasium for Night 9. Oh, backstage incident. Completely forgot. As it's Bam Bam and Hashimoto's. Bam Bam was brought for Ross's court, accused of moaning about stuff all the time, just bumming on else out, being Debbie Downer Bigelow, as the judge, Shinya Hashimoto, found him guilty and said to them to shut up or cheer up and buy drinks after the show. A positive impact, though, for Bam Bam, so there's something positive of note, at least. Chono Muto against Tenkoji is another NWO colliding matchup. This is the main, though. Masao Kobashi, Can-Am Express. Dan Crawford beats the former heavyweight champion, Kenta Kobashi. Massive win. Massive win for the Can-Am Express. As then we have... I'm trying to think what would probably be the better co-main. Probably this. Chono Muto, Tenkoji. I think that's going to be the better call. Chono's going to get the win over Tenkoji. That's going to be nice to see then Terry Funk, Big Titan against the Miracle Mountain Connection. This Big Titan is going to get the win there. That is, that's pretty wild. This has got to be the first time meeting, though, yeah. First time tag-wise meeting between those two. The All-Asia Tag Champs will win. That's pretty massive. Pretty massive. So yeah, there's TTS, Blonde Bombers, straight up tag match. And how about that? Minoru Tanaka's going to beat Chris Jericho. So TTS beat the Blonde Bombers. So that has added a unique wrinkle to the junior tag team, the title scene right now. And then we'll probably go Shudo Golden Cosmic Kings to be exact, as Golden King getting the win over Osamu Nishimura. I think that's the right call. Even though Naoki Sano, he has his title match set, so he doesn't really have to worry about building him up. Abyss over George Takano. It's Tim and Damien against the Takano brothers. That's pretty funny. We'll see how that goes. Masato Tanaka, Togi Makabe. Tanaka over Makabe. These two have great matches in real life, but boy, Togi Makabe's real bad in this. And Mike Awesome's going to beat Neo Ogawa. Yeah, we should probably have to go after that, because that's going to be pretty bad. Hopefully, we have a nice show here. I mean, that main's going to deliver. I think the co-main's going to deliver. I'm excited for that TTS Blonde Bombers matchup. We'll see what happens. Up 58, that's not too bad, actually. Obviously, Togi Makabe's still the shit. Honestly, we're going to send them down. Ishii and Makabe to FNW, because I just don't know what else to do. We've booked them in a lot of undercard stuff, probably for about a solid year, 2 years, and they just have not improved. It's just not in the cards for them. Mike Awesome's going to beat Neo Ogawa with an awesome bomb at 9:49. That's a nice win for Mike Awesome. 64 for Damien and Abyss against George Takano and Shuji Takano. So yeah, an upset, but a slightly believable one. I mean, it's only a 10-point difference between the two. I'll take it. Abyss with a Black Hole Slam. And that was a 64-79, though, for Shudo and the Golden Cosmic Kings. Golden Cosmic Kings getting a win. I think it was the right call. It was an upset, though. It was a slight upset, but I just felt like Osamu Nishimura could lose and it not be that big of a deal. And it wasn't. It got the crowd buzzing, too. It was a good little match. And 81 for the next one, as TTS beating the Blonde Bombers. This is an upset, as Candido was off his game, too, so it could have been even a better performance from him. Minoru Tanaka with the Minoru Special number 2 over Chris Jericho in 2014. Yeah, I mean, if Funaki would have beat Jericho, at least it would have been dead even as far as 71's there, but I'm still okay with that decision, though. I think that was the right call. And 85 for the All-Asia Tag Champs against Terry Gordy and Steve Williams. As, yeah, Doc kills it, but Gordy kind of bringing it down a little bit. An Exploder from Big Titan over Steve Williams, so that's a big win for Big Titan. Jesus Christ. Beating Steve Williams like that. I'm surprised Steve Williams didn't complain. So that's pretty awesome of him. Another 85 for Tenkoji against Chono Muto as the Yakuza kick from Masahiro Chono over Roshi Tenzan at 23-44. And, this is kind of the present and the future as far as talking about the tag team scene. Very much as a possibility when, obviously, we're not going to see it, unfortunately, but when the 2000s are coming around for UJPW, Tenkoji is going to be the team to watch out for. That's going to be their division for sure. The 95 for the main event, as the Can-Am Express with the upset win over Masawa Kobashi. Crawford with the Tiger Driver over Kenta Kobashi. That's just a massive win. Massive win for Dan Crawford. Of course, them and Kobashi have their history, of course, with the Kikuchi Kobashi matchup in 92, as far as to think, 6 years ago, and they're still battling it out in some type of form. It's nice to see the story keep on going from that perspective. But yeah, that's 9 nights in. Very, very pleased with how this has gone. I think we've helped elevate some teams. I think really Tenkoji's gotten some big wins. Can-Am Express are looking pretty good. They've only lost twice. They're definitely a team to watch out for. Obviously, the former tag champs and Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto, team to watch out for. As far as they've only lost a handful of times as well. But yeah, we'll take a look at the standings after this next night coming up. Alrighty, night 10. As backstage incidents, Tsuyoshi Kikuchi brought before a wrestler's court, accused of not joining the wrestler locker room for a night out as the judge. And Yashimoto found him guilty in sentenced by drinks after the show. Hell yeah. As Tanaka gets some psychology tips from Akira Taue. Alrighty, as, so for this show, as far as we got Holy Demon Army, Wild Pegasus Demon Malenko, that's the main, that's really good, and Wild Pegasus is going to beat Akira Taue, so we have a potential, as far as title match there, as far as with Taue losing. Boy, that's a banger, though. That's gonna be really good. I believe that's the first time they've beaten him too, and because they could have a great finish too, because like Otawa goes for the Nodao Otashi, right? He counters it though into the crossface. I just feel like that finish makes so much sense from that perspective, or even maybe not counter into the crossface, counter it into a rolling arm bar, pick him up into a power bomb, like some crazy shit like that, where you really get to show off his strength. Which I don't know if he can even, if his strength alone could even deadlift like Taue off the ground, because that was a big fucking dude. But I don't know, maybe he's probably on the gas, unfortunately. Yeah. So that, boy, that got dark in a hurry, just kind of thinking about, like, hey, we should probably have him not be on the gas, because that'd probably be a good idea. Kind of keep him on the straight and narrow, because lives are at stake regarding this one, as, 26-minute matchup, though. Hopefully that's a banger, as, MVC against Hase and Kensuke Sasaki, I think this is probably going to be the better matchup. British Combat Club against Terry Funk and Steven Regal. Or against Terry Funk and Big Titan, rather. Steven Regal, though, is going to beat Big Titan. So the All-Asia Tag Champs losing here. Obviously, a rematch as well, since with these two. Because I want to say they had the... Oh, no, they didn't have a match. I thought they had a 2v2. So the first time they've had a 2v2. They had the... a couple of six-mans, but they never had, like, a straight-up tag match. Fascinating. Is that 20-minute matchup, though? Regal's going to beat Big Titan. So the champs... losing in the main and co-main. Bad tournament for the champs. I'll tell you that much. It's Kensuke Sasaki, though, beating Steve Williams. That's a nice win for Kensuke to beat somebody like Doc, and that's going to help elevate him for sure. For fucking sure. So we got the Holy Demon Army of Masato Tanaka and Yoshinori Arakawa against Johnny Ace and Chris Candido. Masato Tanaka is going to beat Johnny Ace. We're trying to help elevate him a little bit. Hayabusa, Jinsei Shinzaki against Koji Kanemoto and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. So, non-title tag team matchup there. Nice little win back from Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, since they, not only just a win back, because this is the first time meeting, first of all, but the win back after losing in a non-tag team title matchup to Jericho and Candido is kind of the idea there. Let's bump that up, trade that up, I like that. As Norton and Brad Armstrong against Dave Taylor and Doug Williams. I don't know why I left this open like that, but yeah, Brad Armstrong's going to get the win over Doug Williams. I just think that's a good call. Maybe I thought about giving Dave Taylor the win. Just feel like that's a terrible idea. Jerry Flynn against Teo Kia. Jerry Flynn, of course, going to beat Teo Kia, and then Taz will be beating Masashi Aoyagi. So, they're still trying with Taz. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I just can't help myself. Especially here at 98, because I just know he only has a little bit of time left. Like, he's only got until, well, actually, he hasn't broken his neck, so now that's kind of changed his whole trajectory of his career. So maybe he does have a lot more time left than previously assumed, but still, because Taz is in his 30s here, he might even be close to his 40s. Oh, 31, yeah, he's not even, damn, that's crazy to think he retired at like 34. Damn. That fucking sucks, though. You don't really think about that. Yeah, I guess as a kid, you just kind of, you don't really, have like that type of stuff on your mind. But yeah, that sucks. Boy, I'm glad he gets to work a little bit longer here in this timeline. As, let's see. I think we've ran damn near everywhere but Hiroshima Sun Plaza, so we'll run there next. And we'll see what happens as far as with the opener. Taz and Aoyagi, 57s. How about that? We sent him down to FMW for like a couple of months just to kind of get him a little bit more matches under his belt. While, because, we weren't really doing anything with him. I think it helped him out, actually. So that's really cool. But yeah, he beats Aoyagi. 62, that's not bad for an opener. And 69, nice for Jerry Flynn and Teo Kias. Yeah, Teo Kia, I figured so. El Mossman himself was going to be pretty good here. As far as now that we're kind of getting into his kind of prime towards the late 90s. Into the early 2000s. Obviously, but that's a good little rating. Everybody involved. Brad Armstrong and Scott Norton beating Doug Williams and Dave Taylor. Yeah, Dave Taylor, he's not that far off from Scott Norton. You could have had him beat Scott. It's crazy, Scott Norton, though, as far as this timeline, hasn't worked out well compared to what I was hoping for. No IWGP Heavyweight title run, And, yeah, it just has not gone his way, unfortunately. For him, Masato Tanaka beating Johnny Ace with a Tornado DDT. Very, very close matchup, though. Tanaka and Ogawa with the excellent chemistry boost. That helped them out tremendously. That helped elevate them past this Candido Johnny Ace team. But that's a solid match, though. Solid match. 81 from Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki against Koji Kanemoto. And Tsuyoshi Kikuchi's Hayabusa with the Falcon Arrow over Kikuchi. 85 from Terry Gordy and Steve Williams against Kensuke Sasaki and Hiroshi Hase. Stock getting the win, or getting the loss, rather, as he taps out to Kensuke Sasaki's Stranglehold Gamma. Nice win for the All Asia Heavyweight Champion in Kensuke Sasaki. We're really getting him ready for 1999, that's for sure. Co-main event's another 85. British Combat Club beating the Terry Funk Big Titan All Asia Tag Championship team as Norman Smiley and Steven Regal, much better team, so yeah, just makes sense. Steven Regal with the Royal Conquest or Big Titan at 98 for the main event as Dean Malenko Wild Pegasus get the upset win and the believable win. For sure, they outperformed them. Wild Pegasus with the wild bomb over Kira Taue. That's fucking crazy. Boy, oh boy, yeah, 98 though. Sick. Imagine doing that from like the top rope or the middle rope. Just some crazy shit like that. Doing the old blonde bombshell. Yeah, I wouldn't want to steal Candido's gimmick. But, yeah, I mean, that's a 98, though, for the main. That's really, really good. 96 for the show rating. We'll take that. Actually, a pretty good show. We gave a lot of guys a lot of faith out there, and they delivered. Very pleased with Taz's performance. Yeah, just everything kind of went our way there. So, yeah, we'll take a look at the standings here once we load up and get everything rocking and rolling. Just have 4 more of the tour shows left. And, as far as for keeping, we have the final show. We have it booked. I'm just keeping it kind of under wraps for now, because there's a lot of, kind of depends on how the table is looking like, as far as once we're going to kind of reveal what's what. Dale Dorborg, WCW. Chuck Palumbo gets extended. That's wild. I'm surprised he's out of the power plant already. Huh. Yeah, good for Chuck Palumbo. As, the standings here. So, it's a 3-way tie for first. Can-Am Express, British Combat Club, and Masao and Kobashi. So, pretty interesting since, obviously, British Combat Club lost to Masawa and Kobashi. So, you have that tiebreaker loss. But, they beat the Can-Am Express. The Can-Am Express, they lost to British Combat Club, but obviously they beat Masawa and Kobashi. So, just a big-ass clusterfuck is what that's looking like right now. But it's crazy. It's only 3 teams with double digits. That, again, shows you how kind of cutthroat this tag league's been. Chono and Muto, they still have British Combat Club. They still have Masao and Kobashi left as well. So some big matches there for them. And the Holy Demon Army, same thing. They got Masao and Kobashi left, and they have Hase and Kensuke Sasaki. They might even not even finish with double-digit points. So that'd be kind of crazy for the tag champs. Both of them might not be able to. The All Asia and the Unified Tag Team Champs. That's kind of crazy to think about. America Von's connection with only 1 win. It was against Chono Muto, 2 of all things. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. That's a lot. And Tengoji with 4. And their only wins. British Combat Club and the Holy Demon Army. So they really picked their big wins for sure. Still a lot of time left though. Still, got 4 more shows left. So we'll see what happens with Night 11. Alrighty, Night 11. And so, see backstage incident. Wellington will continue responsible for wrestlers' court accused on during the wrestle locker room for a night out as the judge Shinya Shimoda found them guilty and sentenced them by drinks from after the show. Hell yeah. So Holy Demon Army, Roshi Hase, Kensuke Sasaki. And so we got Tag Champs versus All Asia Heavyweight Champion, and Hiroshi Hase also getting thrown in there. Masao Kobashi against Big Titan and Terry Funk, and the British Combat Club versus Chono Muto. So, oh boy, this is tough. Because this is pretty big. This is a big-ass match, especially now with Chono beating the one half of the British Combat Club, whichever one it is, if it's Regal or Norman Smiley. So I think that's a big-ass win, and that's a big-ass match to have. We'll have this be the co-main. Squad is going to beat Hase. I guess we'll leave it up. Maybe it'll be Kensuke Sasaki. Who knows? And then Masao Kobashi against Big Titan Terry Funk, as Kobashi's going to beat Terry Funk. Yeah, that's a good call there. Yeah, so Kobashi just keeps on picking up wins for that team. Misawa's only gotten like one win for the team. It's kind of funny how that's worked out. So now we have, TTS versus Masato Fuchi and Yoshinori Ogawa, as Fuchi going to beat Minoru Tanaka. So that is a big win for the Holy Demon Army team. Then we have Shudo versus Eddie, Wild, Pegasus, and Dean Malenko. Steal the show matchups. Eddie's going to beat Kazuya Yamasaki in 10 minutes. I think that's the right call there. A little build-up, obviously, to the junior heavyweight title matchup. Yeah, we'll go to Tajiri and Brad Armstrong against Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. Jinsei Shinzaki's going to beat Yoshihiro Tajiri. Non-title matchup, obviously, there. Kyoshi Tamura and Chavo Guerrero, as Kyoshi Tamura is going to get a win over Chavo. Then Izuka will be losing to Tomoe Honda. So we're really trying to push Tomoe Honda into the recognizable stage. So, with, I want to make sure, first of all. Yep, I knew it. I was like, I think Kyoshi Tamura is booked twice. Glad I checked. Glad I fucking checked. So yeah, we'll have Kazuya Yamasaki be in this match instead. Oh no, he's already wrestling too. Damn. Well shit, is it... Oh, it's Sayama that's... oh yeah, well, yeah, let's have it be Osama Nishimura. Why not? I think that's a good call to do that. Alright, perfect. Oh, well, we gotta... Okay, we're still good. Still good to go. Alright, so... Oh, yeah, we'll keep Kanto open for when, obviously running the final show. So we'll go to the star lanes here for night 11. Let's see if we can get 72 for the opener. That is actually a really good opener for what we usually have. Tomoe Honda with the triangle choke over Izuka. Loving it. Loving it. 57. Jesus Christ, this is brutal. That's Osama Nishimura pinning Chavo, or submitting Chavo, rather, in 10-14. Chavo was almost in the 40s, as an 80 for Tajiri and Brad Armstrong against Jinsei Shinzaki and Hayabusa. Almost the same kind of level, but Jinsei Shinzaki a little bit better than Tajiri. A nice little matchup, though. Nice little matchup. Brad Armstrong and Tajiri teaming up is just kind of funny, because like only here would you see that teaming, as Eddie, Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko beating Shudo. Eddie's pinning Yamasaki with a brainbuster. Yeah, Dean was on 91, 84 from Eddie. Wow, yeah, outperformed Wild Pegasus. As, Chris was really off his game. Yuki Sano outperformed him, too. It's wild. 79 from TTS, losing to Masato Fuchi and Yoshinori Ogawa. It's Fuchi pinning Minoru Tanaka with a backdrop suplex. As Funaki and Minoru Tanaka, 72-69. I mean, they got outperformed, did Ogawa and Fuchi, but a big win, though, nonetheless. 89 for the Misawa Kobashi tag match against against Terry Funk and Big Titan, rather, is Kobashi with the Orange Crush over Terry Funk. Poor Terry. Getting destroyed with that Orange Crush. That had to have been brutal. As an 87 from Taue and Kawada against Kinsuke Sasaki and Roshi as the worst guys for each respective team shit the bed here, and it hurts the match rating. Powerbomb no Otashi combination from Kawada and Taue over Kinsuke Sasaki. So, there you go. An All-Asia Heavyweight title matchup in the future for Kawada and Kinsuke, for sure. Now, 98 from Chono and Muto over British Combat Club. What a win for Keiji Muto, Masahiro Chono. Regal brings this match down a little bit. Could have been a 99 if he was kind of all locked in, but he isn't, unfortunately, for this matchup. But yeah, it's a hell of a match. Hell of a main event. And we're down to 3 more shows. Just nights 11, or rather nights 12, 13, and 14 left. As this is going to be massive. Massive for sure. After night 12, we'll take a look at the standings to see what it's looking like going into the final 2 shows. And then we'll probably look at it again after night 13 to see what it's like going into the final show. Who's going to the finals. So far, no complaints at all of how the tournament's gone. It's been pretty fantastic to see the best tag teams of the world going to war, and it's been great to see. So on to night 12 we go. Alrighty, night 12 is we have singles matches between Chris Candido and Shinichi Funaki and Chris Jericho and Minoru Tanaka. So that should be fun to see, as well as obviously the tag league matches as well. As Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko against the Can-Am Express. pretty good matchup. Miracle's Connection against Tenkuji is going to be the first of the three, so the co-main event will be Funk and Titan against Chono Muto. So Dean Malenko will be beating the Doug Furnace. That is a massive win for the Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko team. And that's a tough break for the Can-Am Express. That's definitely going to throw a wrinkle in their plans for sure. And then Terry Funk and Big Titan against Chono Muto. And Sky Shibuna's going to beat Terry Funk. So the All-Asia Tag Champs lose there. And then Tenkoji will lose to the Miracle Connection team as Doc's going to beat the Satoshi Kojima Tengoji team. We're going to give them a little more time than 18 minutes. Yeah, I think that's a good call. So then we'll have Candido and Funaki should probably go here. I actually want to take a look at the standings as well. So with that loss, Can-Am Express, they stay at 10. Holy Demon Army, they jump up to 11, actually. They jump up to 11, so they're going to finish with 11. And Masao and Kobashi, British Combat Club. So British Combat Club and Orochi Ase and Kinsuke Sasaki is a major, major matchup for the Can-Am Express. Now, they still have one more match. If they win, and they beat the Miracle Connection, they'll finish with 12. You'll have Masao and Kobashi potentially either finishing with 14 or 16. But it comes down to this, right? Because Chono Muto, they jumped up to 11 as well. So they also, they have a great chance of jumping up and passing the Can-Am Express if they finish with 12. That's, obviously coming down to a Masao and Kobashi matchup, though. So it's going to be a pretty tight race by the looks of it, as far as from that perspective. But really comes out of the British Combat Club for the Can-Am Express as well, because they have the tiebreaker win over them, so yeah, you gotta hope that they lose is kind of the big thing there. Candido will be losing to Shinichi Funaki, though. As, and then Jericho, Minoru Tanaka, as Jericho's going to beat Minoru Tanaka, so splitting that matchup. Yuji Nagata, the Great Sasuke, against Headhunter and Damien, as Headhunter's going to beat the Great Sasuke. Sure, we'll stick with it. Size-wise, it makes, he's a little unhappy about it. Let them beat Yuji Nagata. That at least kind of makes a little bit more sense. Then Wild and Ready against Bam Bam and Vader. Takayama's going to beat Bam Bam. Think that's a good call. Bam Bam is extremely upset with that, though. Then Walter Wilkins Jr. is going to beat Akira Raijin in the opener, as we got to cut 2 minutes off of a match. Well, shit. I guess we will just cut this off, then. I roll the dice on that. Hopefully it's a good little show, though, that we have. Let's, we ran Kanto. So, yeah, it's back to the Sendai Sun Plaza for night 12. So Walter Wilkins Jr. with a 58. That is brutal. Him and Akira Raijin have no chemistry, so that's just great. Relevant Wilkins Jr., though, gets the win in 10:03. 63 from Takayama Manabu Nakanishi against Vader and Bigelow, as, both Takayama and Nakanishi did better than Bam Bam, so right decision. German suplex from Takayama, 9:41, a 79 from Yuji Nagata and the Great Sasuke against Headhunter and Damien. Yeah, wrong team wins, but at least the Headhunter outperformed Yuji Nagata, so at least that made sense. 76 from Jericho and Minoru Tanaka. Nice win from Jericho. Gets him with the Lion Tamer in 10 minutes. And a 75 from Chris Candido and Shinichi Funaki, as Funaki with the Rising Sun win in 1933. 79 from Miracle Man's Connection against Tengoji, as Doc with the Oklahoma Stampede over Kojima. They're now in the 70s, though. Kojima and Tenzan, if they can get into the 80s by next year, it's over. It's over for the tag division in the 2000s. They will be the team to beat, as Kaiji Muto, Masahiro Chono beating Big Titan Terry Funk. Kaiji Muto with the Muto lock over Terry Funk. Nice little submission victory there, and a 90 for the main event. The Can-Am Express losing to Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus, the Texas Cloverleaf from Dean. It's a massive win over the Can-Am Express. It's an 88 for the overall rating as well. I was hoping to be a little bit better of a show, but yeah, we definitely rolled the dice without jumping it down to 18 minutes. Probably should have jumped this down a little bit, but I maybe jump this down, actually. Probably jump it down instead of 10 to 8. That would have probably made the show a lot better. Probably would have made it into the 90s, but it is what it is. So just 2 more tour shows left. Nights 13 and 14. And it's a hell of a race. There's 4 or 5 teams that can end up being in the finals. It's safe to say that the heavyweight champion, Misawa, with Kobashi, the former heavyweight champion, will be making it to the finals. If that is the case, that's going to be pretty massive, because that's going to be a tough-ass team to beat, for sure. As, on to Night 13 we go. Alrighty, Night 13, as we get to narrow it down a little bit smaller as far as how it's going to play out. We have the Holy Demon Army, Masao and Kobashi as the main for sure. Also have Tenkoji versus Wild Pegasus and D. Malenko on this card. Then Hiroshi Ase, Kensuke Sasaki against the British Combat Club. So we'll get to see if the Combat Club's going to jump up to 12. It's going to be massive. It's going to be massive for sure. And this is, a major matchup here. And it's going to be a draw. It just seems like these two just need more than 30, right? And that's the idea. This is what, their second draw, maybe even their third draw we've done as far as them as a team. Because we did the time of draw at the Summer Action Series show, at one of the Road 2 shows, because obviously we won. Then at the J Cup. So yeah, now where's the tag league? Have they not faced off against each other in the tag? Holy shit! Oh no, they did. Yeah, 2 years ago, Holy Demon Army beat them. Wow, that's great. That's the only time they faced off against each other in the tag league. Yeah, I guess that makes sense now I'm thinking about it, because, yeah, Kobashi probably teamed with Kikuchi more times than not, and then, Masao probably teamed up with Koji Kanemoto more times than not. So, yeah, I guess that does make sense. So, yeah, 1 point for each team. So now, this leaves the door open for potentially what happens between, as far as, we'll add this Tenkoji Wild Pegasus D. Malenko matchup first, though, but because this is going to be the better match, Wild Pegasus will get the win here again. Major victory over Tenkoji. And then now this opens up for what the British Combat Club could do, and they lose here. They lose to Hase, and Kensuke Sasaki's Hiroshi Ase is going to beat Steven Regal. So, they're going to stop at 10. Holy Demon Army are going to jump up to 10 and stay there. The Can-Am Express and Chono Muto, it comes down to them. And funny enough, Chono Muto, they have to face the best team in Masao and Kobashi. So if they get a win, they jump up and they then have 13 points with the draw. Thanks to the Holy Demon Army, they might in fact make it to the finals. If they lose, boy, does this open up something big, because this will now be the Can-Am Express versus Masao and Kobashi. Either way, Masao and Kobashi are likely going to be in the finals unless something crazy happens. Unless Chono Muto beat them, and then the Can-Am Express win, which I guess that's not even too crazy. That's definitely a believable ending to that. But also, they're going to finish with, never mind, because they're going to have 13 anyways after the show. So yeah, basically they're going in. Yeah, they're basically made they punched their ticket to the finals. Now it's just down to who would they rather face. If you'd rather face Chono Muto, you kind of throw this match. If you want to face the Can-Am Express, you definitely want to beat that Chono Muto team. So, it comes down to a strategy for the Masao Kobashi team, funny enough, as far as how they're going to make it to the finals, potentially. Of course, it all comes down to that. But yeah, what a finals this has turned into. It came down to the final day, too. It worked out very, very well. And then the singles matches between Hayabusa and Yoshinari Ogawa, Masato Fuchi, and Jinsei Shinzaki. So, the way... And now, also, Taka Michinoku and Terry Boy against the Blonde Bombers as well, as this is just an undercard matchup, and Jericho's going to get the win there. So the way this is all played out, right, we've seen Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, we've seen them lose to the Blonde Bombers, right, but we've also seen the Blonde Bombers take some losses throughout this tour. So, Baba has decided that between the Fuchi Ogawa team, the Blonde Bombers, and the Tactical Technician Squad, there's going to be a number 1 contendership a three-way dance tag match. So the 3 teams are going to collide with a 30-minute time limit. And, of course, the winner will go on to take on the Junior Tag Champs at the final show. So that's just kind of what we're looking like as far as thinking ahead. But Hayabusa and Ogawa, I guess that's the next show, so not really thinking ahead. But Hayabusa is going to beat Ogawa. So that's, we'll bump that up. And then, obviously, with Hayabusa winning, Fuchi will win. It's Jinsei Shinzaki. Yep. Another 50-50. 50-50 of the tag team matches and the singles matches. Then we'll have Dave Taylor, Doug Williams against Scott Norton, Brad Armstrong, as Brad's going to be Dave Taylor. Then Brad Renegades versus Osamu Nishimura, as Brad Renegades will be losing there because Osamu Nishimura is he's a bit of a savage in there. He's real good. We'll bump this down to about 2 minutes. Yeah, 24. Yeah, we're perfect. Perfect. As we will probably, let's see where we should run this show at actually. Oh, we can run Osaka. Okay, yeah, we'll run the Wakayama Fractal Gym. Perfect. So the fire alarm's going off. Great. Oh, the fire alarm, the smoke alarm's going off. I'm sure that's okay. Well, it ended. So, crisis must be averted. It's Brad Renegades losing to Osamu Nishimura. As Osamu Nishimura with a submission win. Yeah, Brad Renegades is just god awful. It's god awful now. It's just, it happens. It's now time to put people over. Brad Armstrong, Scott Norton. Brad Armstrong and Scott Norton, a much better team, gets the win. Side rush next week from Brad over Dave Taylor in 10 minutes. Lion Tamer from the Milan Bombers there from Jericho specifically over Terry Boy. Taka's almost in the 60s though, so that's a really good sign. Jericho is killing it. He's now the better of the two, which is perfect going into 99, and yeah, just everything's looking up. Fuchi with the STF over Jinsei Shinzaki. It's actually a good performance from Jinsei Shinzaki, but just Fuchi's a little bit better still, even at his age. And Hayabusa beating Ogawa with a Falcon Arrow in 20 minutes. That's a 79 at 84 for the British Combat Club, losing to Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki. Major win from Hiroshi Ase there, pinning Steven Regal. We love it. We love that for sure. So Hiroshi Ase pinning Steven Regal is just a massive win. And then, we finally get an injury. Dislocated shoulder for Wild Pegasus. That sucks. And he fucking... Think about this. You dislocate your shoulder mid-match. Maybe he did it on the powerbomb. We'll just say that. Because if he did it with a dislocated shoulder, that's fucking insane. But we'll just say he dislocates it off the powerbomb just for the sake of... That makes more sense. Logically. Because he could just pin him after that. But boy, that's a brutal injury. Dislocated shoulder. Oof. Tough. But the 96 over the main event for the time limit draw. The door is open. The door is open for the Can-Am Express. The door is open for, even I would say, potentially the British Combat Club. If things go their way, if the Can-Am Express don't get it done, they could potentially, as far as at least keep them out of it, thanks to the tiebreaker. And really, we might see Chono Muto again against Masao and Kobashi. We might see that in the finals. So that would be a kind of quick turnaround for both teams, but that would definitely be a hell of a finals. Either way, down to the final tour show. We'll see what all plays out. We'll also take a look at the card as well for the final show, which I'm super excited to see how that looks like as well, because that's going to be a pretty massive card. Alrighty, the final tour show. We have some backstage incidents as Taiwei's passing on Psychology to Masato Tanaka, then Hiroshi Ase passing on Psychology to Shinjiro Otani. So we got we have a BWO British Combat Club little 6-man. Also have Hiroshi Ase, Kensuke Sasaki, and Dean Malenko Wild Pegasus as far as the rest of the tag league. But the match that obviously is very, very important are these two, the Can-Am Express matchup and the Masao Kobashi Chono Muto matchup. And Masao was going to beat Chono. So that's now opened the door for the Can-Am Express, and they in fact do win. So the finals are set. The Can-Am Express versus Masao and Kobashi. And Masao and Kobashi, they did lose to the Can-Am Express during this tag league, so they got a chance to get some revenge and get a win here, which would be pretty massive. Pretty massive. Also, obviously the Hiroshi Ase, Dean Malenko, Wild Pegasus, and Kensuke Sasaki matchup. Hase is going to get a win, though. I'm shocked that Wild Pegasus is able to work with a dislocated shoulder. I'm sure a fucking Northern Light Suplex. Oh, okay, I was going to say, yeah, he can't work. That's fine. We can, we'll go ahead and take him out. Yeah, he's earned it. Yeah, he's earned they've earned the forfeit win that did Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki. But yeah, we'll just have then, we'll have Hiroshi Ase take on Dean Malenko. Singles matchups. Why not? Why not, right? Yeah, we'll have Dean get the win, though. So there goes that for Hiroshi getting a win. Yeah, we did this earlier on in the year during a tour show. It was an 81 when we did it. That's the only time we've done it as far as singles matchup wise. So another win for Dean Malenko. BWO, British Combat Club, Brad Armstrong going to beat Dave Taylor there, as I think that's a good call for that one. And I think that's a good call. Fuchino Gao against the Blonde Bombers versus the Tactical Tactician Squad. And yes, it's a time limit draw. So Baba is just like hands on his fucking head, like, okay, well, since it's a draw, let's add another team to it. And Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki have to defend their titles in a 4-way junior tag team title matchup against these teams. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Now, you could think that maybe, they politic their way. Everyone involved is just like, listen, if we all just wrestle for 30 minutes and nobody pins somebody, we have a chance, everyone gets a chance to go on to the finals for a chance for the junior heavyweight tag team titles. But I'm sure, obviously, that's not going to happen. Someone's going to try to double cross somebody, and it's all thing. But, the Miracle Vines connection with Danny Sting is the New World Order. Steve Williams is going to beat Satoshi Kojima. That's a huge win for Steve Williams. This territory is still going to be affected by that. Yuji Nagata versus Taz. So a match we've done once, and it was way early on in the series, back in 1993. As that was a 35 we did it then. It's going to be much better this time around. Yuji Nagata is going to beat Taz this time as well. And then the Headhunter versus Kazuchika Fujita, as Headhunter will be winning. So that will mean this is the card. Setting up for the Tag League Finals, it is Masawa Kobashi against the K&M Express. The co-main event for the All-Asia Heavyweight title, Norman Smiley versus Kensuke Sasaki. So the reason why this is happening, so Kensuke, he lost to Norman during the Champion Carnival. Now, he did lose to Kawada. He did lose that match to Kawada. As far as during the tag team kind of run, we've seen him drop a couple of losses during this tag run. But Norman gets the first priority of the title match. So that is why he's in the co-main. Nuki Sano, Eddie Guerrero, we already talked about. But the All-Asia Tag Team title matchup, Terry Funk and Big Titan versus the British Blue Bloods of Steven Regal and Dave Taylor. Now, the reason why this is happening, the K&M, or not the K&M Express, but the British Combat Club, they, of course, beat Terry Funk and Big Titan during early on in the year, but they didn't beat him during the Tag League. And the reason why this is happening here is because obviously Norman, I want to make sure I got that right, actually. Let's see if where are they at? PWO, there we go. Just click on Steven Regal, because I want to make sure I get this right. As, oh no, they did beat Terry Funk a big time. I was thinking they lost to him, but no, that's, I think I had that the other way around. I think they lost earlier, and then they beat them here. So that's why. So they had beat them during the Tag League, but because Norman is obviously occupied with his heavyweight title matchup, that is why that match is taking place, and that's why this match is taking place, to build up to that. So yeah, that's just kind of where we're at with that. I'm glad I fixed that. We talked about this, the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team 4-way title matchup. I've been waiting. I've been itching to do multi-man matches in this save. Wanted to make sure it was in the right kind of time frame. I feel like 98, I can get away with it. Probably could have waited a little bit longer, but I'm cool with this. This works out for me. Then the All-Asia 6-man tag team title matchup, Tenkoji with Hiroshi Ase, taking on the Miracle Vines Alliance. Of course, that's Doc and Albright, or not Albright, that's Doc, Gordy, and Taz. Which is also why there's a multi-man match happening on this show with Tenkoji teaming up with, oh shit, who are they teaming? Yuji, no, that's not the guy, Sasuke, that's right, they're taking on Hansen with Gordy, and that's why also Nagata's taking on Taz as well, and as far as that's why that is all taking place on this show. Los Bravana Super Generation Army, we talked about that 8-man happening, as that's going to be Jun Akiyama, Takeo Mori, Koji Kanemoto, and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi against Los Bravana, which is going to be just Headhunter, Vampiro, Abyss, and Damien. And then the opener, 6-man tag, Mike Awesome, Bam Bam Bigelow, Big Van Vader versus Wild Reddy and Ayo Ogawa. feel like that's kind of the best case scenario. It felt like they needed a 6-man guy, wild and ready, and Nagawa, I think, kind of fits that bill. So that's the card. As far as for the finals, this is all pre-booked, ready to go. Or pre-booked, this is all added, ready to go, rather. I just want to make sure we pick the right venue, thank God. That was almost a disaster. Let's see if we can run anywhere else. So we could run the Star Lanes again. I mean, we could get away with running here because we could run out. We're definitely going to sell out the Tokyo Dome, so yeah, we'll do that. We'll run Kawasaki Civic Gym, the Kawasaki Civic Gymnasium here for night 14, the final tour date, to see what's the team going to the finals. It's a 66 for the opener, though. Headhunter getting the win over Kazuki Fujita with the diving leg drop, an 85, 65 for Yuji Nagata and Taz. Nagata with the belly to back suplex in 10-20, 79 for Stan Hansen with the American Bonds connection against the NWO of Sasuke, Hiroshi Tenzan, and Satoshi Kojima. His Doc was the Oklahoma Stampede over Kojima. The better team didn't win here, but bigger and better fish to fry. You know, as far as the build up to that 6-man, we're kind of cool with this. So at 80, so this was kind of weird. You could not make a time limit draw in the settings. I don't know why, but you could not have it be a time limit draw. Makes no sense to me. So that's exactly what this is, even though it's as far as the draw. Do they say even why it was a draw? No, they just say, yeah. I don't think the game was programmed to have a time limit draw, but in a multi-man match, it's very weird. You would think that would be an easy thing to do. You'd be surprised, as Fuchi was the best guy of the match. Jericho and Candido did pretty well though, and Shinichi Funaki and Minoru Tanaka actually was widely enough, one of the worst teams. So that was just kind of weird to think about. As far as from that perspective, an 81 from the BWO against the British Combat Club is Brad Armstrong pinning Dave Taylor with a side Russian leg sweep. Dan Norman and Regal killing it there. Brad Armstrong, Terry Funk also did well in that matchup. Dave Taylor's almost in the 60s. He's getting there. Texas Cloverleaf win for D. Malenko over Hase. Nice little performance from him. It's a 91. 83 from the Can-Am Express, beating the Miracle Bonds connection. I just realized we double booked them. God damn it. This is a fucking idiot. Idiot. It's, Tiger Drive from Dan Crawford, though, over Terry Gordy. I cannot believe I did that. Cannot believe it. Twice now that happened. Now, the 99 over the main event, so that's great. As Masawa pinning Chono with the Tiger Driver, as they finish with the most points, but of course, we have the finals to decide who will go on to win it all. Will it be the new and former Grand Heavyweight Champion, or will the Can-Am Express do what no Gaijin team has done since 1995 and go on to win the whole goddamn thing? We're going to find out here very short. Alrighty, the final show of 1998 is upon us. The Real World Tag League Finals. CBS, Nippon TV. Gotta love it. Just the CBS airing Japanese Pro Wrestling at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just hilarious to me. But yeah, Tokyo Dome, obviously. 42,000. Jam-packed. Hanging from the fucking rafters. As I don't think we added the Tag League Final matchup. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that now. Whoop. There we go. So, as far as we'll go Can-Am Express first. Sal Kobashi over here. For the Tag League Finals. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 36. Dan Crawford beats Misawa. So he's beaten Kobashi and Misawa in their back-to-back matches, and not only that, obviously they get a tag team title shot against the Holy Demon Army. What a win for the Can-Am Express. Listen, talked about it. They were going to have a big year, and they definitely have had a big year in 1998 to cap it off with a major victory like that. So Norman Smiley, Kensuke Sasaki for the All-Asia Heavyweight title. Kensuke Sasaki will retain here in 24 minutes. Then we have the Junior Heavyweight title matchup. As I put in bad chemistry because I wanted to make sure I remember this. They do have bad chemistry. These two But Nuki Sano does it. He's going to beat Eddie Guerrero. As far as Eddie, great year. 1998, probably his best year. He wins the J Cup, he wins the Best Super Juniors, becomes the Junior Heavyweight Champion as well. Like, he did everything. But doesn't walk out in 1998 as the champion right at the end of the year, losing it to Nuki Sano. And for the first time, Nuki Sano is the Junior Heavyweight Champion. I just feel like Nuki Sano's the man. I feel like it's a little overdue for him to be a Junior Heavyweight Champion. And listen, better late than never sometimes. With, now I kind of forget the rest of the card order. I want to say the Junior matchup. No, it's the All-Asia Tag Team title matchup, right? British Blue Bloods, Terry Funk, Big Titan. Terry Funk's going to beat Dave Taylor in 20 minutes. So yeah, they're going to keep their All-Asia Tag Team titles. We're going to have the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions in TTS, Blonde Bombers, Masaru Fuchi, and Yoshinobu Ogawa, and Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, and all that just to have Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki retain. I love it, though. Love to seeing, as far as having really a showcase of the junior division to show that these guys are still awesome, that these guys can still work their ass off, and they're killing it. Love it. In the All-Asia 6-man tag team title matchup. And so, actually, no, this is the 8-man. Never mind, that's Los Bravano and Super Generation Army. Koji Kanemoto, though, is going to beat Vampiro. Yeah, I think that's the right call. Yeah, here it is. New World... No, There it is. New World Order, American Violence Alliance. I'm an idiot. We do have new champions, as Ten Koji with Hiroshi Hase, the new All-Asia 6-man tag team champions, as Hase is going to beat Gordy. I think it's a good call. Gives Ten Koji something, gives Hase something, and Kensuke still the All-Asia Heavyweight Champion. So it's looking pretty good for the NWO. I know they don't have a lot of the major belts, but they're getting some belts, though. They have some gold, at least to claim for. And Steal the Show matchup, I think that's the right call, unfortunately. Vader, Mike Awesome, they're going to be the best guys in the match. Vader's going to beat Ogawa in 10 minutes. Except for Steal the Show, because obviously we need a Steal the Show matchup. Bam Bam's going to suck, but everybody else in that matchup should go over pretty well. So just kind of thinking ahead here to the New York Giants series. Obviously, we'll find out who's taking on Misawa, and as far as who wins the Battle Royal, the Million Battle Royal, but also, we're also going to see Norman Smiley defend his All-Asia Heavyweight title during the, after the Battle Royal. He's going to defend his All-Asia Heavyweight title against Toshiaki Kawada. So that's going to be massive since, Norman Smiley, Kensuke Sasaki, as that's going to be the main event, since Kawada obviously pinned Kensuke Sasaki. That will be, and obviously since the Can-Am Express are taking on the Holy Demon Army, just kind of makes sense, from that perspective. So we might see double champ Kawada, so that could be fun. I don't think, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to have Nuki Sano do for his first defense yet, and I don't know what I want to have Terry Funk and Big Titan, as far as they lost a couple of teams during the tag league, so we'll probably pick one there, and I'm sure as far as we'll cook something up for the junior tag team title, scene as well. And it should be a fun final show, though, that New Year Giants series. We're also going to have Stan Hansen's retirement match in show during that tour. So, down goes Stan Hansen, unfortunately, there. And hard to believe it'll be a year that we'll just have our final year of booking. We're ending it in 2000. But, boy, what a run, though, huh? Just from 92 to 2000? Yeah, it's a pretty good year. Pretty good run, if I do say so myself. But yeah, this is, it's go time. As far as for the opener, 66. Pretty brutal. But Vader did really well in 81. We'll take that. 70 for Mike Awesome. Takayama with a 61. That's awesome to see. And, yeah, Bam Bam outperforms, Nakanishi outperforms Ogawa, obviously. But yeah, belly to belly suplex from Big Fan Vader over Okawa. It's an 82 for the 8-man. Biss with a 39, Damien with a 58, not great, but yeah, the Super Generation Army team, they doing what they do best as far as putting on great performances. Yeah, because Kikuchi, Kanemoto, Jun Akiyama all killed it. Takeo Mori, not so much. He kind of, he got outperformed by Vampiro and Headhunter, but Vampiro and Jun Akiyama, best guys in the match. So, shout out that, as the 6-man tag team title matchup is an 87. Shocking. Actually, it's Hase with an 86, so there we go. Hase still can pull out some great ratings. Right team wins. Taz with a 64, though. How about that? Taz is finally getting better after all this time. As, Hase pinning Terry Gordy with the Northern Lights suplex. It's a big win. Big win for the NWO. 88 for the Junior 8-man, Junior 2v2v2v2 matchup. Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki retain. Hayabusa with a 96. 68 for Jinsei Shinzaki. Yeah, best guy beats the worst guy in Ogawa. Just felt like that was the right call. We might have Candido and Jericho take on Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki in a straight-up 2v2 matchup, since they technically did beat them in a non-title matchup. They just, obviously, and they weren't involved in the finish, too, so that's probably what we'll be doing as far as opening up the new year. And as far as the All-Asia Tag Team title matchup, Steven Regal, Dave Taylor, losing to Big Titan Terry Funk. Terry Funk still performing at a high level is fucking awesome. As the spinning toe hold from Terry Funk over Dave Taylor. It's the second defense of the All-Asia Tag Team titles. 87 from Nuki Sano and Eddie Guerrero. Even with the bad chemistry, it's still a good match. Nuki Sano, he got outperformed, unfortunately. It's weird. Eddie's reign was so weird because he had a win over Chavo, and then he had a win... who was the other junior matchup? Oh, Candido. And both matches kind of stunk compared to what some of the other junior heavyweights were able to do. So this kind of sucks from that perspective, but he had such a great year all around. I'm very, very pleased with what he could do. A 94 for Norman Smiley and Kensuke Sasaki. It's Kensuke making his second defense of the All-Asia Heavyweight title, beating Norman Smiley with a stranglehold Gamma in 23-43. And our main event, a 99 for the Tag League. They do it. The Can-Am Express. First Gaijin team since 95, since Albright and Doc. As the Can-Am Express beat Masao Kobashi, as Crawford beats the unified Grand Heavyweight Champion. Just like that. I think we might even have a Masao Crawford match, but I'm just kind of waiting to see kind of what it should be, So that's going to be fun, though, to see from that perspective. So I don't know if I'm going to do it during the Tag League, or not during the Tag League, during the New Year Giant Series tour, if I'm going to do it at the Excite Series. There's a lot of different things, but also the Excite Series, we like doing that Heavyweight Champ versus All-Asia Heavyweight Champion matchup. And boy, that could be pretty exciting, though, to see. We might see either whoever wins in the Battle Royal, and if he goes on to win the whole thing, we might get Masao versus Kensuke, we might get Masao versus Kawada. We could get a lot of different variations of that matchup, though, for the Excite Series. That's going to be fun to see. As, we are 97. Very, very pleased with how this show went. Main event killed it. Co-main event killed it. I'm pleased with everything, to be honest. A lot of light blue. I'm waiting for the day we finally get a full light blue show. I don't think that will ever happen, but a man can dream. A man can fucking dream. First of all, gotta put over Kobashi. He killed it. Put over Norman. And trying to think who else we could put over. Terry did well. Yeah, that's Hayabusa. Hayabusa. We just put over Hayabusa recently. Yeah, we'll go Terry. We'll go Funker. Oh boy, Terry. Yeah. So yeah, with that, ends out 1998, but not for the rest of the roster. They gotta take a piss test. It's been 90 days since we tested them. We gotta make sure everybody's doing alright. Nobody pisses hot going into 1999, because we gotta straighten up this drug problem. It's gotten so out of hand that it's affected a lot of the guys, So that's just, you guys can see it here, because it just takes, all but fucking 2 seconds. Where's the drug? There it is. So, I just do everybody, comprehensive test on everybody, just to make sure that I know. It's going to be a lot of money, but usually, oh wow. I'm about to say, nobody, okay, there we go. And you see here, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 people. So yeah, we'll just go one by one here. So Bam Bam's probably, we'll send him to rehab. Good call, Candido. Damn, I can't. Oh, he's got the title match coming up. Oh, we'll find him. Oh, I don't like that. We should have probably suspended him. Eddie. We will send him to rehab. That's another reason kind of why I wanted to get the belt off of him, is because I kind of had a feeling rehab was going to be around the corner for him. I can't believe Silver King. Oh, he's a steroid user. I mean, hey, don't do that. Don't abuse him. But, you can use them. Oh, boy. Yeah, Mike Awesome. Oh, my God, Masao. Oh, he's a soft drug user. No, we're fine. Well, stern warning, pal. Don't get caught. It's a big no-no in Japan, but you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine, Scott. Just, again, no abusing. Oh, damn. That's weird. I wonder why we... Oh, it's because he's on a handshake. He's on a handshake deal. Ah, damn. Well, shit. We'll find him, I guess. That sucks. Kind of wish we could get him squared away. Yes. Sending Steven Regal to rehab. Right before Christmas, too. Tough. Damn, Terry's went to rehab a whole lot of times. We'll do one again now. Another stint for Terry Gordy. I just want him to kick the goddamn habit. Well, how many people do we have in rehab now? That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Listen, they're trying to get better. They're trying to better themselves. Regal's going to be in it for 9 months, boy. Eddie's in it for 8. Yeah, you can tell those guys have been struggling for a while. Terry with another 3-month stint. Storos Locker's already been in there for about 2 months, so I think he had like a 5 or 6 month stint. Liger's almost out, so that's going to be awesome to have him back. Johnny Smith and Albright are back, almost out. Tuco Scorpio will be back too, so yeah. Just, boy. Well, I feel like that's such a somber note to end out the episode with. Listen, these guys, it's a good thing. They're getting help. They're getting the help they deserve, that they need. I feel like, the schedule itself shouldn't be as tough as it is, but unfortunately it is. I mean, especially that Champion Carnival, especially that Tag League. You guys, they're busting their ass. Damn near every, 2 or 3 shows? Or not every 2 or 3 shows, every 2 or 3 days, relatively. Like, they're tough tours, for sure. And, boy, I'm hoping, some of them I'm kind of, cool with, like Masawa, it's like, yeah, that's fine. Actually, let's go ahead and take that off of soft drugs, because I don't really care. Also, steroids, I don't really care either. So yeah, it's just the hard drugs and the painkillers. Let's not do that. I guess that is a comprehensive test, because that'd probably be for everything, but I'll just do the standard test. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do next time. I'm assuming. Yeah, because I don't really need to do everything. Does it, hello? Oh, that's a drug test policy. Yeah, we don't really have a policy. We're just gonna do one, every, 90 days or so. We'll do it our own... We have our own policy, damn it. But, yeah, that will do it for this episode. Episode 64 in the books. Another year in the books. We'll take a look at all the awards, the rankings, all that fun jazz in the next episode. As well as, obviously, a big year. It's obviously 1999, our final year, but also we always start off with a bang. The New Year Giant Series, you get the Million in Battle Royal, you get a lot of title matches from the fallout from the Tag League. It works out so well. Such a great way to start off the year. It's been a lot of fun to do. So yeah, that's the plan, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.